Hey guys, welcome back to Learn to Play 40k with a couple of idiots. Us two.
Yeah.
It's good to have you guys back. Tonight we are going to do terrain?
Yeah.
Terrain.
I
think we did say that in the last episode as well.
God knows. Just waiting at this point.
So, we joke. We are taking this seriously. We're only messing with you guys. But yes, we are going to do terrain tonight. And our main... Stop it. Our main focus point tonight is going to be like standard tournament terrain.
Yeah.
So I know that if you read the GW terrain pack, I mean, you've got forests and containers and
exactly. And containers,
and it all looks gorgeous.
It does.
Unfortunately, at events, you're probably only ever going to see ruins.
Destroyed cities. That's it.
Yes,
because the 40k Millennium just had cities that are destroyed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or
there's
the
no
planet's
forest.
gone.
Exactly.
And then there's just a palm tree in the middle of the table.
How the hell did a palm tree survive an exterminatus?
You'd be amazed.
That's another video.
Yeah.
Right.
That sounds like a lore video.
That does,
yeah. So our main focus tonight is going to be ruins and just how to navigate them.
Yeah.
How you get around playing against different units, what it means if you're in cover, if you're stood behind area terrain. So we're going to run through that with you today. I'm just going to get you to talk about it a lot, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Just set me up for that one. Yeah.
It is a bit of a grey area. UKTC, WTC, GW, Glasshammer.
They all have their own versions.
They all have slightly different variations.
So you need to always refer to your rules pack. When you go into events, just always check that rules pack.
Yeah, because they all do have slightly different interpretations of it.
For instance, Glasshammer will have... They've got area terrain like the forests.
Yeah.
On theirs, whereas GW don't have any forests. And then UKTC just have all ruins. So yeah, it's a minefield of terrain up there.
But we're going to try and keep it simple.
Yeah.
Again, if you are going to your first event, this is pretty much the main piece of terrain you're going to see at an event.
Yeah.
Or at least it's going to be the most focus point, especially in your own deployment zone.
Yeah.
Like your line of sight blocking.
Yep.
So, and then your smaller L's, your bigger L's, area terrain. So yeah, we're just going to run through that with you guys tonight. What was the other thing I was going to say?
Who knows what goes through that?
Who knows anymore? Yeah. Like, of course, tonight we haven't currently got all of those terrain pieces here, but we will be showing you on the glorious terrain force terrain.
Yes, it's fantastic.
Which makes it really clear because it has the area terrain built into the base.
Yep.
It'll be very clear for you guys to see exactly what's going on. And if you want to pick up your own set, link in the Discord. In the description.
And in the Discord.
And in the Discords.
Yeah.
Join your Discord.
If you want to buy the Glasshammer terrain, that's also available.
And again, an extra 5% off both sets. Yeah. Because you will get 5% off with the beautiful terrain force terrain. And then obviously everything you purchase at Glasshammer, you get additional 5% of Black Row. So yeah, if you want to buy dice, terrain, models.
It's a one-stop shop.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, has it all. So, we will go through it.
Yeah.
Si, are you ready to
I am.
Get ridiculed?
I'm literally just going to, I'm not ready for that. I'm sensitive. I'm a sensitive soul, bless me. But yeah, I'm literally going to pick up. So everyone knows what a ruin is. We all imagine that people know.
We all hope so.
Right? I hope so. Yeah. This is a ruin. So it's destroyed. You can tell it's a ruin because it's destroyed.
A little bit.
So when he means area terrain, we're talking about this footprint of the building.
100%. Yeah.
And some events, which we have just our little images set up behind us. Some events will have, you can stand on the area terrain and not be seen. And some of them are, if you're standing on it, you can be seen.
Yeah.
And you have to stand behind, but there's all sorts of different, you literally have to check.
But then there'll always be like pretty much 99% of events will say to you, the bottom floor is line of sight blocking. Yep. So that means all your infantry units, for example, are always going to be blocked from line of sight, even if you're stood inside of it. The grey area, like you said, comes with vehicles or stuff that's taller.
Yeah.
Or monsters and stuff.
Just always refer to that rules pack. It's just going to make life easy. All decent tournament organisers should have that in the rules pack and should be very clear on that.
Definitely.
And if they're not, ask the question.
Yeah, 100%.
TOs will happily answer that question.
A lot of events now are putting an actual base on their terrain.
Whether it's MDF, or it's a bit of Perspex, or it's something.
I was going to say,
designated what it
Perspex is quite popular now.
Yeah.
Just 'cause it's easy to sort of retrofit onto previous terrain.
And thanks to GW releasing their little 4x4 tables, those little handy mats that they've produced, people are cutting those up and using them. It's great.
I didn't even think of that.
I know, it's fantastic.
That's great. So we're just going to take you through 3 or 4 scenarios tonight of how models can interact through that terrain. So stick with us, and we'll go for that now.
So we're going to go to our first scenario, which is going to be talking about being behind the terrain, so trying to make sure you can't be seen. This will benefit. This is generally in effect in most events. So let's have a look down below. We've got Bellicor lined up against some Jackals. So Jackals are behind the line of sight terrain. They're behind the footprint. So because this footprint is here, theoretically, even though Bellicor can see past here, because this is ruined, he can't actually see the unit. So he can't be targeted.
We'll go next, Si.
And the next scenario shows what happens when we step into the terrain. So we've got some demonettes lining up. They're probably hiding from another enemy over in the right-hand side corner. They've stepped into cover. Some Grey Knight Terminators have dropped in and deep struck. So because all the demonettes are in the whole of the terrain, the Grey Knights can clearly see them on the terrain. So therefore, they're open to be shot at. So even though they're going to get the benefit of cover, demons don't necessarily need that because they've got invul saves, but they're going to be targeted by the attacks from the Grey Knights. That's it. And our final scenario is going to be towering. So towering has sort of dropped off a little bit. At the start of 10th edition, it was quite sort of prevalent, with knights being able to see the whole table, no matter where you were hiding. And now, with this one, so we've got a big knight on the L. So because he's stepped foot onto the area terrain, this opens up. It opens the crisis suits up to be targeted. Now, he's not wholly within, but because he's got a towering keyword, because he's stepped foot onto it, he can actually see over the top. It's true line of sight. So it means that the knight can target the crisis suits. He can also be targeted in return. So if the knight player in this situation was touching the terrain to get a target and the crisis suits had dropped in, they would then also be able to target the knight as well. So hopefully that clears up a few things. So we're going to talk about a few situations with regards to cover. So there are situations in the game where you're going to try to get the benefit of cover, so you're going to get better saves. So we've got a couple of scenarios down here. Again, where our demonettes are in the terrain. Sort of bad idea for this one because they have invul saves, but we'll talk through it. So our Grey Knights are lining up to shoot the demonettes. Only 3 can actually see the demonettes. So those 3 are all eligible to shoot them, which is great. But because the remaining 2 aren't eligible to shoot them, it means that the whole unit isn't able to declare shots into them. So they're not wholly visible, essentially. So we could, if they had better saves, take cover saves on them opposed to invul saves. So the chances are they potentially have a better chance of surviving. And on our next scenario, we have, again, Bellicor lining up into some crisis suits. So one unfortunate crisis suit has towed out a little bit outside of cover. So Bellicor, in this situation, can draw a line of sight clearly to this model. So once Bellicor starts attacking, we can get the benefit of cover by taking saves on the 2 models that are technically in cover. And you keep slow rolling these until these models are removed, until you get to this guy who then is not getting the benefit of cover and then would be on his worst save. And that's, nice sort of simple breakdown, hopefully. Cool. So we've got a few scenarios regards to charging. So we've broken down a little scenario here. Poor old demonettes are getting bullied today by the Grey Knights, but as well they should. So we've set up, Grey Knights are setting up for a charge. The demon player has been very clever and left the demonettes just an inch back from the wall. That's a half an inch. Just an inch back from the wall. So because these Grey Knights have a bigger base than an inch, they won't be able to land in no man's land between the wall. So this one on the end will make a 6-inch charge to here and can make base to base. The rest of the guys will not be able to make it. So they're going to have to come around the side, so therefore limiting the amount of attacks they're going to be doing it. So for instance, we've made a 6-inch charge. So this guy is going into here and making that charge. The rest of the guys then have to move their 6 inches this way. But to be fair, the criteria for it is making base to base with as many models as you can.
Correct.
So in theory, these guys, as long as they're in cohesion, can disappear this end of the board up to here for an objective if they want to, as long as they're in 2-inch cohesion. So one guy could technically swing. But in this instance, we want to talk about trying to get as many guys into it as possible. So now, he was there, and he's going there. And now, start of our activation, we're going to do our 3-inch piling. So this guy is going to have to come here. This guy is going to have to come here. This guy can then move 3 inches here, and same for this guy. Because this guy is not in range of any half an inch to attack, only these 3 guys are going to be able to attack the demonettes. So you're limiting the amount of attacks you're going to have coming back at you. So it's a way to try and make them survive, but gives them a better chance of surviving with their impulse.
Right then, guys. I hope that helps.
I wasn't talking too much nonsense.
Yeah, to be fair, Simon and I have been playing a lot of years. It changed from edition to edition.
It has. There's still instances with 9th and 8th edition are stuck in your head and you go, this happened.
Yeah.
10th edition's knocked that out.
Yeah, exactly. And like you said, I mean, it's quite prevalent in that charge phase of just like, if you can base, you have to base.
Yeah.
And a lot of people that have carried over from previous editions forget that.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind. But yeah, that's just a really simple breakdown. I'm not trying to overload you guys. It's very much a simple case of, if you're going to your first event, keep it simple.
Yeah.
This is what I can see to shoot. And then when it comes to charging, because most of the time people are going to stand an inch away from a wall to stop you from just dropping models into there.
Yeah.
So this is a really clear-cut, simple scenario that you may come across.
The biggest thing for it is just talk to your opponent.
Yeah.
You're going to have that, just going back to etiquette back at that start, you're going to have that etiquette of talking to your opponent, being polite, being friendly, because you want to have a good game and you want to go, my intention is to do this.
100%. Yeah. So as I said, we've always said, like, we always play with intention.
Yeah.
And my intention is to do this, or I might say to you, my intention was to be an inch away from that wall, and you might go, oh, well, you're 0.8% away from that wall. But that wasn't my intention.
Yeah.
Like, if that's how you want to play the game, that's fine. But I think there's a little bit of leeway there.
Yeah, of course there is.
So yeah, I hope that helps. Please let us know in the comments or on Discord or Facebook or wherever. Get in touch with us.
Get in touch wherever you can. We like to hear from you.
Yeah, of course.
It makes our day. It honestly does make our day.
It does. And we love hearing from you guys. It's kind of what drives us to carry on going, really. It's the community base.
Yeah.
So
we're enjoying it. So hopefully you are too. But yeah, please give our sponsors some love. Terrain Forge, Glasshammer. Go to their socials. Go to their websites. Use our discount code, BlackCrow. Get yourself some lovely discounts. And yeah, like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you in the next one.
Cheers, guys. Bye.